Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Friday, everyone. Happy Friday. I hope everybody is having a great start to their Friday as we head into the weekend. I'm going to keep it short and sweet. So, the word that came to me this week was boundaries. Boundaries. And I'm realizing just from my own personal experience, like that is something I'm really going to have to keep reinforcing as I continue on this journey. Like it's not a set and forget one time thing. It really is. I thought it was, coming into this learning about boundaries because I didn't know nothing about enforcing boundaries and stuff like that. But I'm telling you, it's been a lifesaver for me once I start putting those boundaries up. And a lot of people start dropping out of my life. So I ain't complaining about it. So anyway, but I realized that a lot of people don't really know what boundaries are. Like boundaries are like really essential for maintaining like your well-being and fostering like really healthy, positive relationships. Um, and it helps like contribute to your own self growth and um, enhance your own your own personal relationship. Like I said before, so boundaries are a good thing. But I realized like, and this was something that I had to learn. I didn't know what boundaries were. I had no sense of what boundaries were. I didn't have any type of boundaries. So, what are boundaries? Boundaries are the limits that we kind of set for ourselves to protect our own physical, emotional, mental well being, which is very, very important. Like, we have to figure out and define for ourselves what is acceptable and what is unacceptable. Boundaries serve as like this protective layer or shield that keeps us healthy and helps us maintain our own sense of self, right? So, why are they important? Why are these boundaries important? They help us prioritize our needs while simultaneously respecting the needs of others. They prevent us from overextending ourselves and feeling overwhelmed, which is been a lifesaver for me when I start putting up some boundaries. Like I'm good, I'm good. I don't want to do that. No, I don't like that. So by setting boundaries, we create like this safe place or bubble for our own personal growth, and it helps to foster better communication and understanding with our relationships, etc., etc. But setting boundaries does start with having some type of self-awareness about yourself. You know, you have to have some type of self-awareness about yourself to know what you just won't tolerate. That's why I be talking about you really have to practice that mindfulness and getting to know yourself to really be able to start tapping into what your own personal boundaries are. When I started getting to know myself, okay, I was like, okay, yeah, I don't really like this, and I don't really dig this. I don't really, yeah. So then I could start to formulate what I was going to start putting my boundaries up as. And I'm just like, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. So you start to have to start reflecting on your own needs and values and personal limits, like I said. Identify what feels uncomfortable or what's draining you. Like, have you ever had somebody in your life, and then this just came to me, had somebody in your life that every time you see them call or text, you like, rolling your eyes, or you instantly just feel drained, right? You just instantly just feel drained because some about their energy or their conversation or whatever the case may be just drains you. That's a key right there. Because if that's somebody in your life that's like that, no matter who it is, I don't care if it's a parent, a cousin, your sister, your brother, your hell, if it's your spouse, that is a key. You got to look at that because some about their energy drains you, and you have to start putting up a boundary right there. That's the number one key. So remember, like setting boundaries is not selfish. You know what I'm saying? It's not selfish at all. And if anyone tells you that by you setting a boundary for something that you don't like them doing is selfish, that's another key right there. You need to get them out of your life. My personal opinion. You need to get them out of your life. because that's someone that doesn't respect your boundaries. And it's probably someone that don't have boundaries themselves 9 times out of 10. So it's not selfish, and actually it's an act of self-care and self-respect. So you setting boundaries is your form of self-respect. So if someone doesn't, you know, like you setting your own boundaries, that's a clue. They don't have respect for you, right? So communicating our boundaries effectively is very crucial. Clear and assertively express your limits and expectations, and don't feel no guilt or fear about it, or a fear of judgment. Like who gives a damn when anybody has to say about what boundaries you place so you can keep yourself in a good mental, emotional, spiritual space. If that affects them, that makes them feel bad, that your boundaries that you put up, run. Run and don't look back. Get as far as away from them as you can. Healthy boundaries, it requires a mutual understanding and respect, right? It encourages like an open dialogue and a willingness, willingly list. I can't even say the word, but you know what I'm trying to say. To listen to others, the others' boundaries as well. Like if they're going to respect yours, you make sure you respect theirs too. It can be challenging sometimes, setting boundaries, maintaining your boundaries, definitely, especially when it comes to um, if you're setting it with a parent. I've been there before. A really close friend or your spouse, especially loved ones. It can be very challenging at times, but it's important to recognize that setting these boundaries isn't always about saying no. How it's not always about saying no. It's just about finding a healthy balance that respects both your needs, and the needs of others. So setting boundaries, like I said, it doesn't have to be like, oh, I'm just telling them no all the time. Like it can be essentially what I'm saying is it could be a middle ground. I'll do this, but I'm not going to overextend myself, or I'm not going to do it where it compromises me, et cetera, et cetera. Right? It can be a middle ground where both people needs are met and no one is feeling used or abused and all that good stuff. So it's a good thing. Don't Like I said, it's not about being selfish. It's a form of self-care. It's a form of self-respect, right? And remember, like, to have some self-compassion, you know, and be patient with yourself and those around you. And also remember that boundaries is not walls that are meant to isolate us. It's not meant to isolate you from other people or the world or whatever. It's meant to protect your mental, emotional. That's what it's for. And helps you connect with actually, it helps you connect better with people, not isolate. It helps you connect better with people because now you're in a better mental, emotional, spiritual, physical state because you have set those boundaries, right? Creates healthy relationships, stronger connections, and helps you with your own self growth, right? It's a good thing, but it's something that's always going to have to be continuously, at least from my opinion, continuously reinforced, right? Because you're always going to have people that's going to try to test those boundaries. It's going to be people that's going to respect them. You're going to have to tell them once, and they're going to always going to respect them. But there's always going to be it's going to be other people that's going to try to test them, and that's when you have to use your level of discernment. Do I need to venture away from this person because they keep testing the limits of my boundaries, or is it someone that I want to keep around, but I'm okay with reinforcing it every now and then for them, That's something that you have to use discernment about for yourself, right? But anyway, I hope that you guys found value in this video. Please, 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 if you like it, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I hope to see you guys again next week. Have a great weekend. Peace out.